How to stop pain and suffering in my body. This morning I was going through my regular routine of feeding my mind with an interview of Eckhart Tolle. And Eckhart Tolle was describing his book, The New Earth, which has been out for a few years now. And he was going through one of the chapters and explaining about the ego, explaining about how we identify with our ego certain things in our life that aren't good for us. And during the conversation, during the interview, he had a lady call in from Maui in Hawaii. Now, this lady, she called in because she had a question for Eckhart Tolle. And Marie from Maui it was, and she said, I've identified myself with an illness and I've become aware of it, and I want to reverse my identification with my illness. The challenge is that I've got a lot of pain in my body, and it's very hard to not observe the pain and try to focus on something else. So what can I do? And Eckhart Tolle said, well, number one, you're very good. You've actually done the biggest step is to become aware that you've actually identified your illness with your ego, with yourself. So that's step number one, very well done. Step number two, Eckhart said, is what you want to do is you want to sit down in stillness and go within. Go within your body and become aware of parts of your body that are healthy, parts of your body that are complete, parts of your body that feel good, and start to focus on those parts of your body. He even said you can go out into nature and start to focus on nature where it's complete, whole and entire. And by doing that, you start to shift the focus off your illness, off your pain. And sure, the pain's going to keep coming up, but eventually you'll start to observe more of what is healthy in your body rather than what's not healthy. And sure, if you're going through a lot of pain, it's challenging. I understand that. So he said number two is to focus on what's good in your body. Focus on nature, what's working, what's complete, what's whole in nature. When you do that, then you'll start to shift your consciousness. And number three, he said, only talk about your illness to your doctor. When you're speaking to family, friends, relatives, sure, they may ask you about your health. What you want to do, you want to discourage them from asking about how your health is. And if they do, reply with something like, my health is getting better and stronger every day. And then talk about what is healthy in your life. Talk about what is working in your life. And that way we start to shift our consciousness from pain in the body, from what's not working, to what I have got, what is working. It's really strange, in our life, most of our life's generally working okay. For some reason, that one or, that 5 or 10% that's not working, we put all our focus and attention on that. And that becomes our reality. That 10% becomes our life. And we just forget the other 90% that's working really well. So we want to move that consciousness, shift our consciousness from what's I've identified in my body. If I've identified myself with an illness, I've got to break that identification. And how do I do that? I withdraw energy, I withdraw focus. I stop talking about it and I only focus on what I do want. So I really liked Eckhart's explanation of how we can start to disrupt any identification with an illness and myself and my ego, so I don't have to go through life suffering. Because if I've identified myself with something, it's part of me and it's going to be with me until I break that identification. So that's my Mega Living message today. If you liked the video, please click on the like button down below. Also, if you could share the video by hitting that share button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that red subscribe button. Have an awesome day. Talk to you next time. High five. Bye for now.